Hey guys, it's me Raymond, and today we're going to be looking at a wonderful doll. But first, I just want to address something. You're probably wondering why I'm holding my mouth this way. That is because I have a condition called Bell's palsy, and for those of you that don't know what that is, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the cliff notes of what it is or whatever. Basically, it just means that half of my face is numb and I can't move the muscle. So it's not permanent. I've had it before, and I got rid of it. Like I got it in November of 2014, and by around May of the next year, my face was fine. Not fine. I'm one of the few that seem to not recover all the way. So yeah, and then it came back on Thursday. So fabulous, just wonderful, just what I needed to make my day better. So if you notice, I'm going to be smiling this way, and I don't blink quite correctly, but it is what it is. So on to Barbie. So today we're going to look at one of my, I say this every time, like every video, every time I talk about a doll. It's my favorite doll. No, like this is really one of my favorite dolls. She's been on my bucket list since I started collecting, since before I started collecting. I'm just going to tell you guys something. Like, I don't care if this video is 10 minutes long or 25 minutes long, whatever. So when I was probably in like 4th grade, I used to get online and I would look at Barbies all day long, and I would look at the stuff that like I remember my sisters having, and I would look at like the dream house, the cottage, the pool, the cars, the superstar Barbie, the my first Barbie, Pink and Pretty Barbie. I would look at them all day long, and this doll is one doll that I remember absolutely being in love with at 10 years old, and that doll is, you can see it in the title, it is Jewel Secrets Whitney. And oh my gosh, so let's take a second and just admire everything about this doll. Just look at her purple eyeshadow, her blue and purple eyes. She's got an Elizabeth Taylor thing going on. Her eyebrows, we'll talk about that in a second too. But so, okay. So we'll just, we'll get there. Okay, so this is Whitney. This is the first Whitney doll that came out. This was kind of after PJ. Like, I feel like she took PJ's place is really how I feel about the whole thing. So, PJ was, if you're familiar with Barbie's friends, you'll know that PJ kind of had the Steffi face mold, and she was around since the late 60s. And she was Barbie's really pretty friend and then later cousin in the 80s. And then in 1986, when this doll came out, PJ had kind of been phased out. So here comes Whitney to take the place. And the funny thing that I notice about Whitney dolls is that usually she is in lines that have very few dolls. Like, she's not in like the Cool Times line or like the All Stars line. Like, she's in lines where it's usually Barbie and Ken and her, and occasionally Skipper or someone else. So that's really, I mean, she's pretty exclusive, and usually her thing is she's very glamorous. So anyway, without further ado, here is Whitney. So the first thing that you notice about her is her long hair, I'm sure. It's long, chocolatey hair. She kind of has a light brown underneath, if you can see that, kind of blended. She has on a gorgeous sparkly, these lights are hitting this dress just right. She has a beautiful sparkly dress that is about ankle length in the front, and there's a slit in the back that goes up. She has on a silver sparkly kind of a top, I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like a jacket, but it's like, so the cool thing about this doll is that you can flip her outfit around, her shirt anyway. I don't think the dress can go around. She also has a silver belt on that's kind of got the, I don't know how to describe that. It's kind of a reptile looking. It's very pretty. And there are actually 2 ways that you can adjust it. So you can have it tighter, or you can have it a little more loose, which I think is really cool. It's a really well-made belt, actually, for something so trivial. She has on a crown, which is also blue and silver. And let's just look at her face again, because it's so pretty. She has like pale peachy lips, very faint pink blush. She has on purple eyeshadow, and her eyes are blue and purple. And her eyebrows are a very interesting, like they're not colored all the way in. I really like it. It gives them a natural, more realistic look. And she has the Steffi face mold, which is, in my opinion, one of the prettiest face molds that Mattel ever made. And of course she has the Superstar earrings and ring. And then she has on my absolute favorite heels. These kind of strappy, classic kind of shoe. These shoes have been around for a really long time. I don't think they don't make them anymore, but they were around for a long time. And let's get something else out of the way. So this doll suffers from what collectors call green spots and the sticky leg. She was made in 86, 87, so that's when Mattel changed the vinyl used for the legs, and it doesn't age very well. But her legs are very faint. The spots aren't as noticeable as some of the other ones, and it's really more on this leg than the other. But I mean, that's really all I have to say about it, I guess. So let's take a peek at her accessories, because she has a lot of glamorous pieces. So she has this sparkly cape, which you can fashion on her, and I'll show you pictures on the box. And this and right here is like a metal wire that you can wrap around her. So kind of like that. It's very pretty. It's very long. It doesn't really work probably like it should, or like they kind of let you on that it works, but it is what it is. She has a pink sparkly purse, like a clutch. And it does kind of open, and it has a little compartment in there, but I don't really know what you would put in there. It's just kind of for show. Then she has matching, like fingerless gloves. The pink is kind of random to me. I'll be honest. They're not my favorite thing, but they are cute. I feel like if you're going for an incredibly Dynasty-inspired look, that they would be really nice. So let's look at her box. So there are two versions of these boxes, the Jewel Secrets boxes. One has a prettier art on it, and that would be mine, of course. And then there is another one where the art is a little more sketchy looking. Not sketchy like, oh, she's sketchy, like sketchy, like drawn sketchy. So, and I don't really, those ones are more common, it seems. But I prefer this one. It's pretty. I think it's a good looking art. And it does her a justice, I think. The other one just doesn't look very good. It makes all the dolls look really ugly, I think. No offense to whoever drew it, I'm sorry, but it's just not my favorite thing in the world. So, so here she is with her cape and her like sleeveless gloves and her clutch. And see, this is how you would place that jacket on the other way around. And there's her face, so beautiful. And I love the font, the typical Barbie font. It says, so many glamorous looks, jeweled belt becomes a crown. Oh, that's right. You can flip her, I don't know if it shows it on here, but you can put her crown on her belt. There's like a little slit in her belt that you can fit the crown. I've never done it. Oh, it's pictured on the art too. So I've never done it though. It's not my favorite thing. And when she came, her hair was kind of in like a twist, but I'm bad about it, and I can't keep my doll's hair normal, so I have to take it out and play with it. So here is Skipper, and my sisters actually had her as a kid. So, and it's not really my favorite Skipper mold, but she's really cute, I think. So here is Whitney, of course, and Barbie in the line, and here is Ken. Here's some more looks that you can accomplish with her cape and her gloves and everything. It says, brush her long, soft hair. Change her fashion look again and again. And then it tells you the contents. Okay, so she also comes with, I almost forgot, geez. She also comes with, I'll show you her thing in a second, but she came with like a comic book, which I had no idea until I got her, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow. So, so she has a comic book, and it's called secret of the fashion show. And this artwork, I like it, but it's very different than the box. I wish they would have kept it a little more, you know, continuous. I don't know. I can't think of the word. So don't want to spend too much time on it. So here's some renditions of Barbie and Whitney. And there they are. And I'll read you some of this because it's really funny. Barbie couldn't believe what she was hearing. She was so surprised that for a minute she couldn't say a thing. She turned to her smiling friend and the cheering audience, and then she said, "Thank you. Thank you all. This is the biggest surprise of my life. I just want you to know that I'm a very lucky girl tonight. Not just because you've given me this wonderful award, but because I have something better than all the awards in the whole world. I have my best friend Whitney to share it with." So cheesy. So yeah. And actually it's kind of interesting because there are some like real Barbie fashions depicted in here. Like I'm pretty sure this is a real fashion that you could buy for Barbie. Where is Whitney? So I actually have this fashion that is shown. And I'm pretty sure it's a one of the Twice as Nice fashions. So I think that's a good touch. But it's a cute book if you do get these dolls. I think they all come with one. And then she also has one of these like stickers that change when you move it. So I don't know how well you can see that here. I'll move my light. There's a glare now, of course. See, it's super cute. And as promised, here are her instrucciones. So, oh, and I don't have her brush with me, but it's kind of like a sparkly pink, normal Barbie brush. So here it shows you all the different things that you could do with her cape, which I absolutely love, even though I tried some of these and I don't really think they're possible, to be honest. The material of the cape just doesn't bend that way. Maybe if it were a little more soft, it would work better. Then it shows you on the back how to place the crown on the belt. So my final verdict for Jewel Secrets Whitney is that she is a really beautiful doll. I mean, I just hate that I sound so, you know, oh, they're all beautiful dolls. Like, no, this doll really is beautiful. She totally stands above a lot of dolls. She just has such a glamorous feeling to her. Like, I feel bad putting her in anything that is not worthy of her. Her name in Europe is Princess Laura. I mean, it makes sense. So she just looks like a princess. She looks like royalty. So she's such a beautiful doll. If you have her or you really want her, I say do it. I say she's worth the money because she's usually worth a lot of money, but she's totally worth it because she's the jewel of my collection. But anyway, so I hope that you guys are all doing fine. And I will be back soon with another review. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.